Hey guys, my name's Thomas Raatgever. I'm a UK qualified class AAA PGA professional and the golf manager here at Chetty Country Club. If you need any help with your golf game or some lessons, feel free to contact us in the link below. Thank you. Okay, how's it, Jodi? How are you?
I am nervous, but all good.
Cool. So what are you doing here?
I am here to make good on my 6-year-long promise and get a golf lesson.
Okay,
Finally.
cool. Okay, cool. So before we start anything and do anything, just a couple of basic questions. So you're starting golf because
I work at one of the most gorgeous courses in South Africa, so I actually want to be able to play it.
Okay, awesome. Played any other sport before?
Sport is a very broad term.
Yeah.
I do like going to gym, but
Okay.
no, not a sporty type at all.
And nothing with a bat and a ball or a racket and a ball?
No,
Nothing?
Nothing. Yes.
Okay, cool. And then just physically strong, no injuries?
No injuries.
Okay,
No.
lekker. And absolutely no golf experience whatsoever?
I have tried once before,
You've tried.
and I think they're still looking for the balls that I lost. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Jodi, awesome. So we've done a little bit of stretching. We've established that there's no injuries or any issues with you. So you're physically strong and fit and ready to go.
Okay.
Here's the fun part, Jodi. So I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm giving you an appropriate club. I'm not going to go into detail about why I'm giving you this club, but this is an appropriate club for a beginner and it's suitable for you. And also for a lady, it's got a nice light graphite shaft, so it's a nice club for you to start trying with. But the fun part for me is I'm not going to tell you anything.
That's
Okay.
dangerous.
Okay, it is dangerous. But the deal is I'm going to give you the club, okay? And all I want you to do is just go ahead and try and put the club on the ball however you want to. And there's method in my madness. There's a reason why I do this. And we'll have a little bit of fun with it. But that's all I want to see is take the club. You're going to hit 3 or 4 shots for me. And I'm not going to tell you a thing. You're going to have questions, but I'm not answering. Okay,
You might have
so
Can you see what I do?
you hold it however you want, you stand however you want, and you just go ahead and give it a try. Okay, whenever you're ready. So I told you, I'm not answering anything. You just take the club, hold it. You're correct. And you're going to try and hit it into the net however you want. I'm not going to tell you anything.
All right. You see that? Completely missed it now. How many times?
So now
do
that's
I
called a fresh air when you miss.
How many times?
No, keep trying.
Until the ball moves.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay.
Again.
Yep, you're going to hit
How many of these am I doing?
3 shots. 3.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so hit this one again. And we'll just notice how she's standing and how she's holding the club. Perfect, and have a look at her legs and all the rest of it. Okay, so relax. Okay, so here's the deal. Most beginners, if I give them a club, most beginners will miss probably more than they hit.
Yep.
The good news is you've got enough hand-eye coordination to make it happen. So that's the awesome thing. And what you're doing now and what she's doing at the moment is I've just given her a club and she's just going ahead and hitting the ball. Most people can take a club and somehow figure out how to put the club on the ball. The problem with that is it's just a hit. It's not consistent and it's not something that you own.
Yeah.
What we need to learn is we need to learn to understand what we need to do to become consistent. So you've got to learn the elements that make up what needs to be done to make a golf swing. Now a golf swing is something that you own, a golf swing is something that you can repeat, and there's tools that you need to apply to make that golf swing work effectively. Okay, awesome, Jodi. So I haven't told you anything, I just gave you the club and let you go ahead and hit it. Okay, so just very quickly, this is the golf club. Okay, the golf club is made up of a few key components, and the ones that you're just going to worry about today is the club head. Okay, so the whole thing is called the club head. This part is called the shaft, and this part is called the grip. Okay, so if I talk about the shaft and the grip, then you've got a rough understanding of what it is, and it stands to reason that this part, which is the flat part, is called the face. This is the part that needs to have impact with the golf ball, okay, which is obviously how you've already put the club down, so that's good news, you got that part right. And just very interestingly enough, on the face, like any sport, there's a sweet spot, right? When you have a bat and a ball. And the sweet spot is typically in the center of the club because that's usually the most balanced part of the club. The easiest way to explain is if you had a tennis racket and you hit it closer to the frame, obviously off the frame is not going to be as powerful as off the center of the racket because that's where all the energy is pretty much centered, right? So if I take the golf ball, on the face you've got the end part is called the toe, and the heel part, okay, is the inside part here. If I take the ball and bounce it on the toe, I don't get much joy. You see, that doesn't really respond much. But if I take the ball and I bounce it in the middle, look how much more powerful it is. So really golf is very, very much more focused around technique first than just raw power. Obviously if you've got technique and power, we're on to a winner. But certainly if you get good technique and you start getting that face more obviously on the ball, more towards the middle of the face, you're going to hit that sweet spot and it's going to help you a lot.
Cool.
So there's 4 key things that you've got to understand that I haven't told you about. The only link between you and the golf club is what? What's the only link between you and the golf club? Aha, your hands. Okay, so you could have the most beautiful golf swing in the world, but if your link isn't correct, you're going to struggle. Okay, one of the analogies I always use, because I love motorbikes, one of the analogies is I got two motorbikes. One's got a chain and it works. One is beautiful, it's absolutely lovely, but there's no chain. You need to get somewhere. Which one are you going to use? You're going to use the one with the chain. So I'm not too worried about swing right now, I'm worried about getting the link right. So grip, only link between you and the club, the most important part of golf. While you're taking your grip, here's the challenge, you've got to aim. So aiming is understanding where the club needs to go, where your body needs to go. Okay, so while you're taking your grip, you've got to aim. While you're taking your grip and you're aiming, you've got to get ready, you've got to take your stance. Okay, so stance is incredibly important. Stances, are we too wide, are we too narrow, where does the ball go in relation to our stance? And then the last one is your posture. Posture is how we use our height. Now if I'm 6 foot, for example, I don't want to stand up over the ball and make myself 5'5". I want to be as 6 foot as I possibly can be because that's going to give me lots of space to swing my club. So the acronym, as you said, grip, aim, stance, posture, grasp. Those are the key things that you've got to get right. Now just one thing for you to understand is those are your fundamentals. That's like your base for everything you do. Just like anything in life, you've got to have those fundamentals in place, okay? But your swing, although there are elements in the swing that we want to try and get right, it's not a fundamental. And the reason why I don't believe the swing is a fundamental is because you're never going to swing like me and I'm never going to swing like you because we're not the same. We've got different levers, we've got different builds, we've got different mobilities, all those types of things in terms of our flexibility, our strength are different. So our swings can't be the same. But grip, aim, stance, posture, in my mind, aren't really negotiable because those are the key things that are going to help you to play better golf. So I always say my teaching motto is what you set is what you get. In other words, if you don't set up well, you're not going to be able to hit it well. So those are the key fundamentals we've got to get right. Okay, Jodi, so just bear with me a second. So we're going to cover the grip and the aim roughly at the moment. So if you put your feet close together for me, and what I want you to do is get your toes pointing directly at the ball. So at the moment the club's not in the way, you're standing directly face onto the golf ball's here, you want to hit it in that direction, so you face on, your toes are pointing at the ball. Okay, we'll go ahead and you're going to take the club. Okay, this part of the club's looking at your belly button, so it always stays in line with your belly button for now. Okay, so that part of the club we call the butt is looking at your belly button. Now when you look down on the club, you see these lines at the bottom there. Okay, those lines are the grooves of the club. They must go straight into the middle of your feet. Okay, now if you keep it in line with your belly button and you face on, you are parallel to this imaginary line coming out the end, which is called the ball to target line. Okay, does that make sense? So your feet, your knees, your hips and your shoulders are going to be parallel to the ball to target line. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, so if I took this club and I twisted it that way, where do you think the ball would want to go? So you're telling it to go in that direction by the club face, right? Yeah. If you did that, where's the ball going to want to go? It's going to want to go that way. So this position here, where the club faces and the lines are going into the middle of your toes, we call that a square club face. Okay. But it's square to the ball to target line. Okay. While you're getting that ready, you've got to apply the grip. So what do we need to do with the grip? So right hand can go behind your back for a second. Your left hand comes to the top of the club. And what I want you to do is twist your hand around. Yeah, perfect. And wrap your fingers there and twist it around. Beautiful, beautiful. Hold it there for a second. Can you see your two knuckles there when you look down? You see them? Oh, you got your bangles in the way, but
Yeah,
you see those two knuckles, right?
Yeah.
Can you see this V shape you've created here?
Yeah.
If I draw a line up, where's it heading?
My right shoulder.
Your right shoulder. Very, very, very important. If you bring the hand up like that, can you see you've got a little bit of a cup shape here? Okay. This is a nice neutral to strong grip. Don't stress about that too much for now, but that's where I want the position of your hand.
Okay.
A lot of people, when they take their left hand grip, if you let go, let your hand hang naturally. You see how your palm faces in?
Yeah.
A lot of people go, oh, well, that's natural, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this and come underneath.
Yeah.
You see the V shape now going to your left shoulder? That's going to cause you a lot of stress later on. Okay, it really will make you struggle to get the club face square to the ball. We normally discuss that more in lesson 2 and 3. But for now, you got to trust me and you got to twist that left hand to the right shoulder and twist it there. The thumb comes across. Beautiful. There. See, you got the cup shape again. So you can see the knuckles. Absolutely beautiful. Hold on to it. Now, once you've done that, you might discover that the club face is gone. You see that? Aha! But you were clever. You see how you adjusted to make it straight. But has it missed? Ah! So, what you've got to do is you've got to loosen up the hands and make sure that that is square again. You see? So it's no good taking your grip and then discovering that the club is correct and then adjust it by changing the positioning. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So right in the middle of you, twist the left hand to the right. Excellent. Club face stays square. Hold on to it. Don't let it go. Bring it up to the sky like this. I'm going to teach you tiger's grip now. Stick this pinky out. Bring your right hand in. So your index finger.
Yeah.
This pinky here. Links in there. And then those fingers. And that wraps over your thumb. And this thumb goes down like that. Beautiful. Wrap around. And that thumb stays, yes, fits in the pad of your hand there. Okay, see what you've made?
A V.
Aha!
A V. Okay.
So your secret always is both V's heading towards your right shoulder. But while you're doing this, what happens? Uh-oh.
Wrong way again.
So do we do that?
No.
No, so we've got to lighten up our pressure, turn it, and when you're doing it up here, the way to see that it's correct is, that, remember the toe is looking at the sky. Now if I keep it there and I don't move anything and I bring it back down, remember the lines?
Yep.
They're going straight into the middle of your feet, right into the middle of your toes. So relax for a second. So while you are taking your grip, you're aiming the club face. Remember, the club face hits the ball, not your body. Okay, so you've got to build everything around the club face. A lot of people, they get themselves really lacquer, and then they put the club down. That's no good.
Yeah.
The club hits the ball, not you. So the club face is aimed towards your target. The grip, you twist that hand to the right. There you go, beautiful. Comes in there, excellent. Hold on to it. Absolutely wonderful. So that's the shape of your grip. The shape and the position of your hands. You happy?
Yes.
Now hold on to it. Don't let it go. Don't let it go. Bring it right up into the sky. Hold it there. Now squeeze the daylight out of it. Murder it. Relax. So when she squeezes it incredibly tight, when you squeeze it incredibly tight, on a scale of 1 to 10, that's 10. That's very tight. Okay, and what have you done? What have I?
Hold on.
Aha. I've tensed up.
Yeah.
Okay. Now relax your hands and let it slide through. Let it slide through. Beautiful. So if 10 is very tight and 1 is very light, what do you think is a good pressure?
5.
5. Okay. What if I said to you 3?
I would believe you because you're the golf pro.
Ah, well, there you go. Okay. So here's the problem, and you can relax for a second. So there's two things with the grip. It's the shape of the hands that we showed you, and it's the pressure. Now here's the deal. If I'm holding that club too tight, what am I now? You can see I'm tense. I look very rigid. How on earth, if I'm holding at 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 10, how on earth can I now create leverage and generate speed? A beautiful analogy, and not that I'm a boxer, but if you think about a boxer going into a boxing ring, you're a pro and I'm an amateur. I walk in, I'm a bit nervous, I'm a bit scared. What am I?
Tense.
You're going to see my punches coming a mile away. What do?
Loosen up.
Aha, why? Because you can create leverage and generate speed if you're relaxed. It's like cracking a whip. How do you crack a whip? Or with that. Aha. So it's that softness that we want. So the pressure is very important. We don't want to be too tight. Makes sense?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. While you were taking your grip, you were aiming the what? You were aiming the club head and the face, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Then your body is parallel to the club face, aim.
Yeah.
And that was your ball to target line. What was your target? Always?
12 o'clock.
Always 12 o'clock. So when you get ready, and you can relax for a second. So if I'm going to hit this golf ball now, okay, and I start how I showed you, and my toes are pointing at the ball, I put the club behind the ball. See what I'm doing? I'm making the club correct with my alignment towards 12 o'clock. Now I'm taking my grip pressure, you see that? I'm getting the shape right and the positioning right. And you see how it's still looking at my belly button. Now that is at 12 o'clock, okay? My feet, my knees, my hips and my shoulders are parallel to the club face, aim. So here's the secret. Okay, if my feet, knees, hips and shoulders are aiming at the target, and I'm going to ask you this question. If my feet, knees, hips and shoulders are aiming at the target, will I miss right? Will I hit the target or will I miss left? If I make a perfect swing.
Well, I'm going to guess now. Left.
Okay. Remember what's aiming at the target. Okay. So if I aim my body at the target and the club face and I are parallel to each other, where would I miss? I'd miss to the? I'd miss to the right. So here's how you need to think of aim. The club hits the ball, not you. So the club aims at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock's always your target. That's the club face aim. Your body then, feet, knees, hips and shoulders, are parallel to the club face aim, right? So a railway track heads north. You've got an outside track and an inside track. The outside track is what? And the inside track is what? Yeah, the body alignment. Aiming my body and then the club, I've got a problem. So always set yourself up around the club, not the club around you. Okay.
Makes sense.
A lot of information here. So, beautiful, Jodi. You left me hanging. At the end of the clip.